So you're thinking about moving to Waxhaw, North Carolina. Well, in this video, I'm going to take you on a guided tour of Waxhaw. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you two local favorite things to do. We're going to chop it up right now. So if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe and bell notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market conditions right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. My name is Dean and I get calls, text messages, emails every single day from people just like you that are looking to move to the area, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about moving here in 9 days, 9 weeks, or even 9 months, go ahead and reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below. I would love to help you and your family make a smooth move here to Charlotte. So today we're going to be talking about Waxhaw, which is in Union County. It is one of the most popular suburbs in the entire metro Charlotte area. It has so much going for it. But today we're going to be looking at commute times, activities to do, and of course house prices, and a few other things that the local people like to do here in Waxhaw, some of the local hangout spots here. So just sit tight, I'm going to jump into my computer.
So if you've seen any of my other map videos, you will see that I always like to start with the general location where the suburb is in relation exactly to Charlotte. So as you can see right here, we've got Charlotte right in the middle of the screen. You can clearly see 485 is the outer loop. So Waxhaw is actually on the southeast side of town. So if we go ahead and move south, you can see this red area that right here that's highlighted. That's actually the town of Waxhaw. So I'll zoom in so you can kind of get to see where it is. So you can see the state line directly to the west. It runs diagonal. The South Carolina and North Carolina state line is not straight. So as far as relationships with the south side of town, you're further south than Indian Land, which is in South Carolina. And if you actually scroll across, you can actually see right here where Rock Hill is. So as far as distance south, it's almost identical to Rock Hill, but do keep in mind that Waxhaw is in North Carolina. Rock Hill is in South Carolina. So they're two distinct things that you will need to know about it. Now also, even though it's considered Charlotte, it is in a separate county. It's in Union County as opposed to Mecklenburg County, and there's a lot of pros to that, but keep that in mind as well. It will be advantageous for tax reasons and also school districts as well. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. But as you can see there, that's general location in regards to Charlotte. So I'm just going to do a few directions for you. So for those that are going to be driving, commuting to uptown Charlotte, depending on the traffic and the time of day you go, but you're looking at about a straight drive of about 45 minutes. If you are doing that drive in rush hour, it's going to be closer to 50, 55 minutes, sometimes even an hour, again, depending on your traffic. There's two main ways you can go on Highway 16, or you can go up 16 to 485 and then cut across to I-77 and then go north. So you do have some alternative routes that you can take. Now, there's a lot of employment opportunities on the south side of town, specifically in Ballantyne. There's actually over 35 Fortune 500 companies in Ballantyne. So a lot of people that live in Waxhaw and Weddington, they commute to the south side of town as opposed to going uptown. That will drastically reduce your commute time. So let me just go ahead and click in Ballantyne here and give you an idea. There you go. So a straight drive without traffic is just 20 minutes. There's multiple ways you can get in there as well. And as you can see, Ballantyne is just directly north of Indian Land. So you can actually go across to South Carolina and then drive north, or you can just do a straight shot up through the edge of North Carolina. Now, also, I'm going to just touch briefly here on the airport as well. So if anybody is actually working out of the airport or needs access to the airport to be nice and convenient if you do travel, let me go ahead and Douglas Airport. There we go. Now, as you can see, the airport is close to Charlotte on the west side of town. So probably one of the easiest ways, there's really two main ways to go. You're looking at about a 45-minute drive, but once you get out of 77 on 485, there's not too much traffic going that way. So you can either just go up 16, jump onto 485, which is the Outer Beltway loop, and that'll take you straight to Charlotte Airport, or you can hit 77 and go through the Billy Graham Parkway entrance. So depending on the time of day, you've got a couple of different options there. So as far as commute times in and around in Charlotte, there's lots of different options and availabilities of roads that you can use. But if you are going uptown, do take into consideration that it is a little farther and your commute time is going to be a little bit greater. So one of the big draws to the Union County area is, like we touched on earlier, is the school district down there. According to niche.com, it's an A-rated school district. Now, a lot of those schools in that school district are A+ as well. So A is the average score that they have received as far as the whole county, but there's really, really strong schools. And that was one of the draws where people were moving to the area, getting a little bit outside of Charlotte, really looking for a place to raise a family. School district's always going to be a hot topic here as well. Now, the nice thing about Waxhaw as well is, in regards to its population, there's not just slightly over 20,000 people that reside that call Waxhaw home, but there is actually 23 different schools, and that does include both elementary, or preschool, should I say, elementary, and high school as well. And there's a couple of other specialty schools there as well locally, but the school district is really, really strong. So the abundance of schools, so you can see right here on this map, I'll zoom in just so you can kind of see, there really isn't anywhere that is in Waxhaw that you are not just a very short distance to a school. So depending on where you live and what you're zoned for, you won't be driving far for schools. And that's a key thing, especially if you're planning to either have one of your kids take the bus to school, or if you're planning to take them to school on your way to work. So that's a great, great location, great convenience that Waxhaw offers. So 23 schools, that's pretty darn impressive for such a small town. So Waxhaw is a very affluent suburb of Charlotte. It has one of the highest medium house prices in the entire area. It's very similar to Fort Mill. It's further south than Fort Mill, and of course Fort Mill's on the South Carolina side. But a lot of the key driving forces that has grown Fort Mill do occur in Waxhaw as well, with the strong school district. The downside to Waxhaw is it's a little bit more challenging to get to uptown, as we kind of talked about. Fort Mill has a straight shot on 77. In Waxhaw, you're a little bit more reliant on back roads and 485 driving before you get to 77. So that's definitely a difference there as well. But as far as house prices go, the median price in Waxhaw is $520,000. An entry point to get a single family house is in the mid to low 400s, but it does obviously climb pretty drastically from there. Now, a key stat here in Waxhaw is over 80% of the people that live there actually own the house, versus 20% or under that actually rent. So there's a lot of people there that are homeowners versus renters, which is actually a good sign for house pricing when they do continue to increase as well. So for the context of this video, I want to talk about 3 different subdivisions. There is a lot of properties in and around Waxhaw if you're looking for more acreage, non-HOA governed houses, properties that have more access to green spaces. You absolutely have that. Waxhaw and its roots back in the day was an old gold mining town, and there's a lot of farming there as well. So you can still see that is still around the farm areas and the open spaces. But one of these suburbs between a price point of 400 to 500 is Prescott. So here is, I'll just show you on the map where we are in relations. We're going to really be looking at some of these red dots here that we're going to key in on here. So Prescott, very close to Marvin, very close to the South Carolina state line here. You're really looking at homes within Prescott that were built over 20 years ago. Again, the price points are somewhere between 400 and 500,000. Most of the suburb, the properties in this suburb, they do have a pool. It is a slightly older neighborhood, so some of the styles of the houses, you can really start to see that houses of really single family homes in the 2,500 square foot would be about an average is what you can expect there as well. So this is a great neighborhood. A lot of people that are coming to the area do gravitate towards that. Now, when we go ahead and step up a little bit, probably the most popular suburb arguably in all of Waxhaw is Millbridge. It is an absolutely huge subdivision. There's thousands of homes in there. There's a great pool in there with a slide. It has a fitness center in there. A lot of walking trails there as well. Now the house prices in there, we are going to go ahead and get a step up in here. So let me go ahead and pull it up so you can kind of see where we are. Millbridge. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see just the size of this subdivision. Here we go. And it does actually have a bridge in there. It does actually cross one of the smaller rivers in there, but it's an absolute huge subdivision. To get in that price point, you're looking at the mid 500s. It does go up mid 7s, 800,000 is something that you will get a larger home. The style of homes is newer. It has that southern style on there. You're going to see an upgrade in homes as well for the hardy board siding, more of that more custom feel in the neighborhood. They do go, like I say, up in price in there, but there's a really strong community feel in Millbridge. There's always activities that the community hosts amongst themselves. A lot of things to do, very, very family orientated. Millbridge, again, is one of the most popular ones on there. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more custom, I'm going to actually show you something that's a little bit different here as well. So Riley Estates, let me pull it up where we can get it. There it goes. So let me just scroll back out so you can see. So here's really where we were. So Riley Estates is on the north side. It's kind of getting close to Wesley Chapel. The style of houses here are completely different, as you can see. More custom. They're going to be really large homes. Most of this area is going to be on at least an acre of land, slightly under, maybe slightly over, but you're going to get more space. There's not as many homes in this subdivision, or let's say Millbridge, it's not even close, but that's done by design by the builders. But these homes, it's new construction. They're still building right now. Resale does not happen very often right now in this subdivision, just purely because of the age of the construction of the homes. But if you're looking for new construction, these really start in the 900,000s and they go up depending on the size and the build on there. But around the mid 9s, you can get something in there that's a beautiful house with that acreage. So you are close enough to Waxhaw to enjoy the amenities there, and you're actually still you're further north, so you're actually getting closer towards Charlotte as well. So there are 3 neighborhoods that are really, really popular in those 3 different price points. Waxhaw's got one of the best downtown areas in the entire metro Charlotte area. In fact, people drive from all around town just to go to Waxhaw's Main Street. Unlike any main street in the US, there's a good old-fashioned train track running through the middle of it. It's mid-century buildings, but everything has been updated. A lot of restaurants, breweries down there, retail space as well. Very artsy, lots of things to see and do. It's not huge, it's just a few blocks, but the nice thing about downtown Waxhaw is there's parks and walking distance. So you can actually just park up, grab a coffee, take the kids, hang out at a park, go shopping. It's a lot to do. You can easily kill a couple hours in there. But one of my favorite things to do, and it's just slightly outside of downtown, is the 12 Mile Creek Greenway. I'll zoom in here so you can kind of see it. It's exactly what it sounds. It's walking trails. It's about a mile or so away from the main street in Waxhaw. It's very easy to do. You don't have to do the entire course. You can just turn it back around whenever you feel like you want to. It can take a couple of hours, especially if you're taking some young kids and you do take advantage of the stops and the things that you can see and do around there. But if you just plow through it, 40 minutes to an hour, you can easily do it. So it's such a good way to go ahead and get out, get some exercise, see the local wildlife, nature, enjoy the outdoors. And then afterwards, you can drive to downtown Main Street. And so there we go, right here is the 12-mile Greenway. I'll go ahead and zoom in because there's another hot spot that I really like to go to when we're in Waxhaw with the family. So if you do that hike and you go and you want some refreshments after, there is coffee shops. Like I say, there's a couple of different breweries down there. There's an Irish pub in there as well. So if you do fancy a pint and a quick bite to eat, it's fantastic. But one of my favorite places, it's called Emmett's Social Table. It's probably more suitable for dinner. So if you're going to do something later in the afternoon, they do have lunch menus, but it's just a fantastic little spot. Really good menu in there. Does a lot of different varieties of food, from appetizers through more full-on, I guess, dinner, I guess you could call it. But that's something that's really fantastic. Here we go again, the Waxhaw Tap House. That's a local favorite as well. It's exactly what you think it is. A nice little brewery there as well. But the main street is right here, as you can see, just a few blocks long. All the retail stores are lined on either side of the railroad tracks. Very easy to cross. Lots of traffic around there, but there is parking available. So when you are driving around there, lots of things to see and do. So just like any downtown area that in and around the Charlotte area, this is a big draw. So when you're in Waxhaw, you can enjoy the main street without actually going to go uptown. Now, one negative, I guess we can say about the main street is there is absolutely zero nightlife. It's not known for catering for the younger crowd. So if that's something you're interested in, you might want to get a little bit closer towards Charlotte where everything is happening. But if you're taking your family out, or if you're going on a date night with the wife, it's absolutely perfect.
So thank you so much for watching this video. I sincerely brought it some value to you. Waxhaw is an absolute fantastic place, not only to live and work, but also to raise a family. And it's just one of many suburbs here in Charlotte. Just offers a great balance there, work-life balance, and again, just a great place to be and raise our family. So I sincerely hope it brought value to you. If you are thinking about making that move here to Waxhaw or any of the Charlotte suburbs, go ahead and reach out to me. My contact information is below in the description. I would love to be your agent of choice. And until next time, I will see you around town, and God bless.